Welcome back to the Healthy Living Podcast. I'm Sarah Martinez.
And I'm Frank Peterson. Today, we're talking about something that affects literally everything else we do, sleep.
I had this moment last month when I realized I'd been approaching sleep all wrong for years. I'm lying in bed at midnight, wide awake, despite being exhausted, and it hit me. I'd been treating sleep like something that just happens, instead of something I need to actively prepare for.
This is so typical of our generation. We think we can just flip a switch and go to sleep like we did when we were 20.
Exactly. And the crazy part is, once I started applying what the research actually says about sleep, everything changed. I'm talking deep, restorative sleep without any pills or expensive gadgets.
Before Sarah gets into full science mode, let me just say this technique she's about to share literally saved my sanity. I went from lying awake for hours to falling asleep within 20 minutes.
The breakthrough came when I stopped focusing on what to do when I get into bed and started looking at what I do 12 hours before bed.
12 hours? That seems excessive.
I know it sounds like overkill, but hear me out. Your body operates on this internal clock called your circadian rhythm. Most sleep problems aren't actually about nighttime, they're about confusing this clock during the day.
This is where I was completely clueless. I thought circadian rhythms were just fancy talk for get tired when it's dark.
It's so much more complex than that. Your body temperature, hormone production, alertness levels, they're all following this 24-hour cycle. When you mess with the signals that set this clock, everything falls apart.
And the biggest signal is light exposure, right?
Light exposure and timing, yes. Here's what blew my mind. Getting bright light in your eyes within the first hour of waking up is more important for tonight's sleep than anything you do before bed.
When Sarah first told me this, I thought she was making it up. Morning light affects nighttime sleep. But I tried it, and the difference was immediate.
The science is incredible. Light exposure in the morning sets your circadian clock and determines when your body will start producing melatonin later that day.
So I started taking my coffee outside every morning. 20 minutes on the patio, no sunglasses, just natural light hitting my face.
That's perfect. You need about 2,000 to 10,000 lux of light, which you get easily from natural sunlight, even on cloudy days.
What if it's raining or you live somewhere with long, dark winters?
Bright indoor lighting can work, but you need a lot more than typical room lighting. We're talking about those light therapy boxes, or even just sitting really close to a bright window.
The key is consistency. Same time every morning, even on weekends.
The weekend thing is hard. Emma always laughs at me for getting up early on Saturdays, but shifting your sleep schedule by even an hour throws everything off.
Now, here's the second part that nobody talks about. What you do with light in the evening is just as important.
This is where most of us completely sabotage ourselves. We're bathing our brains in bright blue light right up until bedtime.
I used to scroll through my phone in bed every night. Thought it was relaxing.
Was that working for you?
About as well as you'd expect. My brain would be wired for hours.
Blue light suppresses melatonin production. It's basically telling your brain it's still daytime. The research shows that even 2 hours of evening light exposure can delay your circadian clock by up to 45 minutes.
So what's the solution? Sit in complete darkness after sunset?
Not complete darkness, but dim, warm lighting. Think candlelight or those orange bulbs. Anything below 3,000 Kelvin on the color temperature scale.
I switched all our evening lights to these warm LED bulbs. Dolores thought I was going overboard, but even she admits the house feels more relaxing now.
The temperature piece is the other game changer. Your body needs to drop its core temperature by about 2 degrees to initiate sleep.
This explains why I always sleep better in winter with the heat turned down.
Most people keep their bedrooms way too warm. The optimal sleep temperature is between 65 and 68 degrees Fahrenheit.
But here's the tricky part. You want your hands and feet to be warm while your core body temperature drops.
Right. Cold hands and feet actually prevent sleep because your body can't efficiently release heat through your extremities.
So I do this thing now where I take a hot shower about 90 minutes before bed. When you get out, your body temperature drops rapidly, which triggers sleepiness.
The hot shower trick is brilliant. It's like hacking your body's natural temperature regulation system.
Plus, it forces me to start winding down earlier instead of staying busy right up until bedtime.
That's huge. The idea that you can go from full activity to deep sleep in 10 minutes is just not realistic as we age.
Our brains need time to downshift. I think of it like landing a plane. You don't just drop out of the sky.
I've started what I call a sleep runway. 2 hours before bed, I start dimming lights and avoiding stimulating activities.
What counts as stimulating? Because I learned the hard way that paying bills before bed is not relaxing.
Anything that gets your mind racing. Work emails, intense TV shows, difficult conversations, even exercise within 3 hours of bedtime.
The exercise thing surprised me. I thought working out would make me tired.
It does, eventually, but initially, exercise raises your core temperature and releases stress hormones. You need time for that to clear your system.
So now I do my workouts in the morning or early afternoon. Better for sleep and gives me more energy during the day.
The timing of everything matters so much more than we realize. Even when you eat your last meal affects sleep quality.
Don't tell me I have to stop eating after 6 p.m.
Not necessarily, but finishing eating at least 3 hours before bed helps. Your digestive system needs to wind down too.
This is where I struggled initially. I'm used to having a snack while watching TV at night.
If you must eat something, keep it light and avoid sugar or caffeine. Even decaf coffee has some caffeine in it.
Speaking of caffeine, I had to learn the hard way that my afternoon coffee was ruining my sleep.
Caffeine has a half-life of about 6 hours, so that 2 p.m. coffee is still affecting you at 8 p.m.
I switched to herbal tea after lunch, and the difference was noticeable within days.
Now, let's address the elephant in the room. What about when you can't fall asleep despite doing everything right?
This still happens to me sometimes. My brain just won't shut off.
The worst thing you can do is lie there stressing about not sleeping. If you're not asleep within 20 minutes, get up.
Get up and do what?
Something boring and non-stimulating. Read something dry, do gentle stretches, fold laundry. The key is keeping the lights dim.
I keep a boring book on the couch specifically for this purpose. Usually puts me to sleep within 15 minutes.
The goal is to associate your bed with sleep, not with lying there feeling frustrated.
This approach takes the pressure off. Instead of fighting to fall asleep, you're just resting until you feel sleepy.
And here's something that's helped me enormously. Accepting that sleep changes as we age. We're not going to sleep like 20-year-olds.
Thank you for saying that. I was starting to think something was seriously wrong with me.
Our sleep architecture changes. We spend less time in deep sleep and wake up more frequently. That's normal.
But normal doesn't mean we have to feel terrible. These techniques help you work with your body instead of against it.
Exactly. Quality matters more than quantity. 7 hours of good sleep beats 9 hours of tossing and turning.
Let's get practical for our listeners. If you want to try this, pick one thing to start with.
I'd say start with morning light exposure. It's free, it's simple, and the effects are usually noticeable within a few days.
And be patient with yourself. These are habits, not quick fixes. It took me about 3 weeks to see consistent improvement.
But when it clicks, it really clicks. Better sleep affects everything: your mood, your energy, your immune system, even your weight.
Plus, you save money on all those sleep aids and gadgets that don't actually address the root problem.
Before we wrap up, remember that if you have serious sleep issues like sleep apnea, these tips help but aren't a substitute for medical treatment.
And if you tried this approach, we want to hear about it. Email us and let us know how it goes.
If you're getting value from these episodes, please hit that subscribe button and share the show with someone who might benefit.
We're just two people trying to figure out how to age well without losing our minds or our bank accounts.
Next time, we're talking about something I discovered completely by accident. A simple drink that you can have before bed that actually gives you more energy the next morning.
And no, it's not coffee.
Until next time, this is Sarah Martinez.
And I'm Frank Peterson, reminding you that good sleep is the foundation of everything else.
Thanks for listening to the Healthy Living Podcast.